Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. So today we are doing a build that was inspired by a trip that I had to the Tate, and I was looking in some of the architecture books, and it was one that was all about sort of reusing things and repurposing things for making houses. And I came across this one where they'd repurposed some water towers that were kind of near a dam, so I thought that would be a really interesting build to try and recreate in The Sims. So this is what we are doing today. So I've kind of built up 3 water towers, and it's all a bit of an odd shape, because obviously we don't have circles, so we're using the octagonal. I think they're octagonal anyway. They're either hexagonal or octagonal shaped rooms to create our little water towers, and we're using the new concrete texture as well that we got in the new expansion pack, which works really well to create that modern sort of theme that I wanted to have in this build. And I added a lot more windows than the actual original build that I saw actually had. So they only had really sort of tiny ones like those ones that I'm popping in now, but I kind of wanted to take advantage of that amazing view that you get over the cliff in this part of the jungle. So that was one of the main things that I wanted to include, and the style is really modern, so we're using like quite a lot of the more like modern furnishings as well. And kind of it was really hard to fit some of the objects into the build, because obviously the rooms were quite small in this build compared to some of the other ones that I've worked on. So it was kind of hard fitting in all the staircases and trying to fit in the furniture as well. Like where we get to the dining area bit, it was kind of really hard to squidge in the dining table. And I thought that I would add in all the new sort of drapey plants to kind of make it feel that this structure has been here quite a long time, and the wildlife is kind of growing back over it. And we do a lot of landscaping at the end, where I put a load of sort of more overgrown jungle bushes and things just to kind of add into that. But they've obviously added a pool in, or converted where the excess water sort of overflowed into, so that creates a nice little swimming pool area. And then this is me trying to fit in all the stairs and trying to work out where I can actually put them to get the maximum floor space in this build. And I realized you could put the stairs over at the top of each other, so I kind of go back and do that. And all the inside is concrete as well, because that I would imagine that the inside was the same sort of texture as the outside. So now we're going to work on the kitchen, which has amazing views out into the jungle, and we're using a mix of the base game cabinets and the new concrete ones that we got from Jungle Adventures, which work really well in this build. I used a lot of the concrete stuff, like the concrete bath and the sofas from Spa Day that have the concrete back on them as well. So it's a lot of concrete in this build, which is always fun. And it's a very brown sort of kitchen to add in a little pop of color, because I didn't want to go full like black and white or just white, because I thought that would be a bit too much. So I wanted to add in a bit of neutral colors, like bringing in the jungle or the woodland around the outside, and add in a lot of plants in this build as well, just to bring in a bit of organicness against that concrete, because too much concrete is not good for anyone. They found that out very very soon in the 50s when they started building all those beautiful concrete towers. The Barbican's an exception to that rule, I think, because they actually did add in some greenery, but all the others sort of stuff around that time looks very bleak and drab if it doesn't have some nice ponds or sort of water features or any greenery around it, because concrete by itself is not not a beautiful thing unless you do what they do on like grand designs where they layer in timber and then pour the concrete in so it has like a timbered effect. That'd be quite a nice texture to get in the game. There we go, Sims, you can make us some wooden concrete texture. And then here is me trying to squeeze in a dining table. There's obviously some bar stools in the kitchen itself as like kind of a breakfast bar type of thing, and then we've got a bit more formal dining area in this part near the stairs, but obviously it's quite a small area. And then use one of the dividers that we got in City Living to just break up the space from the staircase, because nobody really wants to sit and look at a staircase while they're having their dinner, especially when you've got an amazing view out the front. And I'm not sure whether your Sims can actually get up the stairs yet, because I haven't actually tested this, which is my bad. But I kind of wanted to block off part of it, so I wanted the Sims to walk a certain way round, so then they're not constantly walking through the dining area, and then just making a small little seating area while you wait for anyone trying to cook, or you just want to sit somewhere else if someone's upstairs and you want to have a bit more peace and quiet. I did use a lot of those cats and dogs paintings around the place because they just seem to fit in the space and the area quite well, and obviously scaling them up and down to create different sort of artworks on the wall. I kept wanting to try and put the cats and dogs bay window bit, because obviously we've got the corners to do it, but it just wasn't working in the spaces that I wanted to use it. And then this is the living area, so it's quite grey, and using those spa day concrete backed seats as well, just to add in. It's a very minimalist living room and doesn't have that much to it. We've just got one in the end, one seat, one plain sort of bookshelf that I scaled down just to make it a bit smaller. And then I do a little custom rug as well, using all the different shades that we've got in the build, just to make it a bit more interesting and fill the space up a bit more, because I wanted a rug that was a bit bigger than that, but also had a bit more color than just white. So I didn't want to add too much clutter into this build either, because I didn't think they were the type of Sims to have that much clutter. And I also tried to make sure the lighting was all sort of what you would actually have. And then this is a little study area, so you're sitting out facing the view, and you've got the modern black bookshelf and a keyboard. And then just a quiet reading area just behind these stairs that I think go down to the bathroom area, and then just adding in a few more bookshelves, kind of adding in a bit older one, and just a few plants. I make sort of a feature here just to break up the space by adding in the one that we got from Laundry Day and some of the base game ones. And then here I've kind of made a entrance sort of room, which seems a bit odd if it's sort of 3 floors up from where you enter. So it's kind of got some artwork, it's got some pots, it's got another seating area. There's lots of seating areas just to break up the space, and sort of if you wanted different areas for your Sims to sit in, and depending on what the social situation is. And I did want to put some hanging plants inside the ones that we got from Jungle Adventures, but they were way too big to put in, and then when you descaled them, it made that really awful shadow. So it's kind of a bit disappointed that we have such a big shadow in it. And then just adding in some fancy artwork in the various different colors, trying to use those to add in a bit of pop of color. I actually use some lamps as well, which I don't normally do. And then the room at the top, I was kind of like, do I add a little guest bedroom? But I thought it wasn't very connected to the house, so I thought you might as well have a spa room, so you can go and have a relaxing foot massage or whatever type of thing up here, and you can take in the views, do a bit of meditation as you are pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so it'd be perfect, and you're away from everyone in the house as well, so just popping in a few of the spa day stuff. And we've got the bonsai tree as well that Sims can work on while they're in that room. And I think I went a bit over the board with the candles in the wooden dividers. It's a bit much, but I think it works quite well. And I used the toddler rug that I hardly ever use because it's always too big, because I always forget you can scale it down. And then this is a sort of outside area that's supposed to be an outdoors sort of thing. So I use the toddler lights to actually hang some plants off. So I do in the speed build, I do one side, and then thought nobody wants to watch me do both sides, and I couldn't get the actual lines to go in the places that I wanted to on the wall, because they were being really ridiculous. I don't know what it is. All the other ones work perfectly fine when you're trying to put them in the right angle and stuff, but these ones I always seem to struggle getting them in the right place and the right angle. And this was a cool idea that I actually got from The Sims Play. So thank you, James, for inspiring me to do this, because we need some more hanging plants in the game, like ones that are like on strings and stuff. I know he did some with the Get to the Laundry Day stuff, light bulbs, and using those to hang different plants off. So I don't know whether he's done it with these ones yet, but it's a super cool idea, and it creates a bit of a different atmosphere to your little rooftop areas. And just hear me struggling to get them to work. I don't know why I have so much problem with them. Even with the grid on, they were just being ridiculous. I was like, nobody wants to watch that. And then this is the only bedroom in the build, so it's right at the top. It's a penthouse view technically, and it's got the modern bed and some clean furniture, and there's not actually that much in the bedroom itself, just a few plants and a few, I think one painting and a seat and a little end seat as well at the end of the bed, to say if you want to put any objects on it or have a sit down and look at the view. But I didn't want the bedroom to be too cluttered, because we didn't have that much room in it. I think you've got all the basics in there, and then I also put the fluffy rug that we got from City Living as well, because I always like glamming up a bedroom with that fluffy rug. It'd be nice to wake up in the morning, especially if it's cold, which you wouldn't be in the jungle, but it's just nice you won't want to put your feet onto some cold concrete in the morning. And then this is the bathroom. It's a bit oddly located, as it's right at the bottom of the tower, so if you're all the way in the spa, you'd have to walk near enough the whole footprint of the house just to get to the bathroom, which is a bit annoying if you're desperate, but that's just how they laid the house out. Well, me. But and then we've got because there was quite a lot of windows, I wanted to hide the toilet itself away a bit, so you've got a bit more privacy. So we've got that wall that sort of supports the staircase as well, so it's hidden behind there. And then we've got a shower and the concrete bath as well, and then we use the spa day waterfall tap sink and some cabinets just to make a wash basin area, and just added in a few clutter sort of items. I did add in a laundry hamper and to a washer and dryer right in the base of the pillar, so if you did want to have, or you have the laundry stuff and you wanted to play with it, it is in there, but you can take it out if you don't have the pack. Then it is not a necessary feature to have. And I think this build should be up on the gallery by the time this comes out. If it's not, I can slap myself, which is probably bad. Tell myself off for not putting it up straight away, because that is not a good thing. And then we're just in the final bit of landscaping. So I wanted to make sort of a canopy out the back with the really large trees to sort of set the building into the landscape a bit more and make it look like it's a bit overgrown, where the parts where the concrete actually isn't. Sort of, they've maintained the main like thoroughfares of where you walk to the place, but they're not really concerned about having a back garden per se. And then I add in a lot of the hanging plants at the back as well. I did want them all to line up at the bottom of those windows, but that middle one was being really annoying, so I kind of just made it look like it was all overgrown. And I did want them to hang from the bottoms of the gangway bits as well that connect the buildings together, but it just wasn't working, and I was getting a bit annoyed, so forgot about the move objects stuff. So these are the screenshots of the layout and some closer details of all the different rooms and the views that you can get out of them. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like or a comment, and if you'd like to see any more builds, then feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.